When confronted by someone with a physical disability, many people tend to behave in ways that are very strange, to be quite honest. And I know this because I have had quadriplegic cerebral palsy for my entire life. It is a condition I was born with, and in my case, it means that I am bound to a wheelchair if I want to get around, and it affects the way I move and speak, among other physical limitations. The most common reaction, in terms of the negative ones that I get when people encounter me, whether in person or online, is that they will express some sentiment telling me that I should basically not be there and that I should just go away and exist quietly where I'm not bothering anyone else. This happens most commonly these days on the internet in response to the videos I make, but it happened to me or has happened to me long before I was active online. Because as a South African, the internet only really became a big part of my life when I had almost finished high school. But another aspect of this that I want to talk about is how a certain kind of person will be oddly confident in their opinions about someone with a disability. And usually it's people who don't actually know anything about the subject of disability itself. I have had both friends and strangers ask me why I don't live in a group home, for example. And then they'll be completely taken aback when I react to that question with anger or sarcasm. But ask yourself this: if I were completely physically normal and there were no indication of anything wrong with me, would you be so confident in expressing such an opinion about my life to the extent of telling me where I should live? It's a very odd sensation, but it extends to other parts of life as well. For example, a lot of people feel very confident in suggesting solutions to my physical limitations, even if they don't know anything about my daily life. I have, for example, um, all through my years living on this planet, dealt with a number of people who wanted to engage me in the practice of faith healing. To be clear, that is the belief that if you pray hard enough, my disability will suddenly vanish and I will be able to walk, talk, and live like a normal person. I have experienced this several times, most commonly as a child. And I can tell you from this first hand experience, it's just a bad idea. Even if your intentions are good and you genuinely want to pray for me, seeking the best possible outcome for my life, I do not appreciate being approached publicly in this manner because every time it has happened, the end result is that I obviously don't miraculously gain the ability to walk, and then the person goes away obviously feeling embarrassed and probably slightly ashamed, and I feel worse about my situation because, again, nothing has been improved by this. There is a darker element to faith healing as well, because I think that in many cases, when someone wants to engage in the practice of healing through prayer, they are secretly hoping, whether or not they will admit it, that they will get this cinematic, amazing experience of channeling the power of God and being able to say, God worked through me, and through his power, I was the one to perform a miracle. And in that case, it's more about that individual's ego than what is best for me. Just like telling me that I shouldn't be making videos or expressing the opinion that I should be living in a group home. My final word of advice on this is that if you see someone with a disability and you don't know anything about their lives, keep your opinion to yourself unless they ask for it. Because I guarantee you, any idea you come up with has probably occurred to them already, and they don't need some stranger shooting their mouth off in ignorance or arrogance. As always, I hope you find some value in my content, and if not, too bad. Look after yourselves, take care of each other, and for now, farewell.